Almost half the time, that check engine light doesn't mean a trip to the shop. It might just need a quick reset. Mechanics rarely mention this, but there's a super simple fix that takes just 5 seconds and many drivers miss it. I'll share easy, free ways to reset your car like a pro, plus some smart tips that could save you big. Ready? Let's get started. Number 5. Battery Disconnection Reset. A lot of people think that just unplugging the battery will fix electrical problems in a car, but it's not that simple. Even after disconnecting the battery, some parts, especially the engine control unit, ECU, can still hold on to some power for a few minutes. That leftover energy can cause glitches to stick around if it doesn't get drained properly. To fully reset things, you should press the brake pedal or sometimes turn on the headlights while the battery is disconnected. This helps drain the remaining power from the ECU and other systems. If you skip this step, you might still see warning lights or weird behaviors. Here's the right way to do it. First, turn off the ignition and take out the keys. Then disconnect the negative battery terminal first to avoid any accidental shorts. And after that, disconnect the positive terminal. Keep the battery off for about 10 to 15 minutes, though sometimes 5 minutes can work too. While the battery is disconnected, hold down the brake pedal for 10 to 15 seconds to help drain any stored power. When you're ready to reconnect, attach the positive terminal first, then the negative one. After that, start the engine and let it idle for a few minutes without revving so the ECU can relearn the basics. This reset trick is handy for random warning lights after changing the battery, sluggish or weird throttle responses, strange transmission shifts after electrical work, and random error lights relating to steering or ABS. Just a heads up, the engine might idle a bit rough for a little while the ECU recalibrates everything. For newer cars, just disconnecting the battery might not clear all the stored error codes or memory, so you might need an OBD2 scanner to do a full reset. Number 4. Oil Change Reminder. You've changed the oil, but your dashboard still acts like it's mad at you. Don't let it mess with you. That light isn't a sensor problem, it's your oil life monitor asking for a manual reset. If you ignore it, your car will keep nagging with a maintenance required message for no real reason. Let's quiet that noise. Most cars have one of 2 simple reset methods. First, the classic button dance. Turn your key on, don't start the engine, then press the trip reset button repeatedly until you see oil life or reset on the screen. Hold that button down for about 10 seconds and it should flash, beep, or jump back to 100%. Done! For newer cars, use the steering wheel controls. Navigate with the arrow or menu buttons to find vehicle settings, then maintenance, then oil life. Hit reset and you're good. Some cars, like BMWs, get a bit fancy, so you might have to hold down certain buttons in a special combo. If it gets confusing, your owner's manual is your friend. Skip this reset and your dash will keep begging for maintenance money you don't need to spend. Seeing that maintenance light disappear? Pure satisfaction, like your car just took a deep breath and relaxed. Number 3. Power Window Reset. This one is all about fixing those power windows that suddenly forget how to auto up or down, or stop halfway like they're confused. Most of the time, it's not the motor or the switch, it's a memory issue. Here's why. Modern power windows have a limit memory system. Inside the door, the window motor uses sensors and a control module to remember the exact top and bottom positions of the glass. But if your car loses power, like after a battery change, jump start, or fuse problem, that memory can get wiped. Without it, the system doesn't know where to stop or how to do the one-touch auto moves. To fix this, turn the ignition on, but don't start the engine. Then for each window, roll it all the way down and keep holding the switch for 5 seconds once it hits the bottom. After that, roll it all the way up and hold the switch for another 5 seconds. This teaches the window where its limits are so it can stop properly and use the auto functions again. If you've got more than one window acting up, just repeat the process for each one. If it still won't work, the issue might be a worn motor, faulty switch, or damaged cables. Some cars have slightly different reset steps, so check your manual if you get stuck. Number 2. Auto Start-Stop Reset. This one is about dealing with the Auto Start-Stop feature that causes the engine to shut off at every stoplight. Well, this system is designed to save fuel and reduce emissions, It can often feel more frustrating than helpful. A simple soft reset can help tame this behavior. The key is to drive normally with the start-stop system active, but each time the engine starts, press the dash button to disable the feature. Doing this consistently over a few days teaches the system a new pattern. Modern start-stop systems are smart enough to recognize when the driver prefers it off and will often default to remaining disabled after enough overrides. No tools or complicated settings needed, just repetition. Some vehicles also have a hidden reset trick. Pressing and holding the start-stop button for about 5 seconds may activate a memory mode that locks in your preference. Not all models support this, but it's worth trying as it's like leaving a note in the car's control system asking it to stop shutting off the engine automatically. If the battery or alternator was recently replaced, the start-stop system might behave sluggishly at first. This is normal and usually resolves after 2 to 3 drive cycles as the system relearns how the vehicle's voltage behaves. By following this reset approach, drivers can reclaim control and avoid the engine shutting off every time the car stops, making for a smoother driving experience. Number 1. On-off cycling reset. If your car's acting a little off, maybe it's shifting weird, taking longer to start, or the fuel pump feels sluggish, there's a simple, old-school trick worth trying before you grab any tools. It's called the Ignition Key On-Off Cycling Reset, and it's especially handy for cars built before 2005, like older Fords, Chryslers, and Nissans. Here's how you do it. Stick the key in the ignition, turn it to on, just enough to get the dashboard lights glowing, but don't actually start the engine. Then switch it back to off. Do that on-off cycle 3 times in about 10 seconds. It might feel like you're entering a video game cheat code, but what you're really doing is telling your car's computer to start fresh. When you turn the key to on without starting the engine, you're powering up the car's brain, the ECU. Repeating that cycle in this way sends a reset signal, restoring default settings for key systems. It can prime the fuel pump relay, recalibrate throttle memory so your idle and acceleration feel right again, and even reset the shifting logic in older automatic transmissions. This isn't a magic fix for every problem, but you might be surprised how often it works. I once had an early 2000s Ford Escape with jerky shifts after a battery disconnect. A quick run of this reset and it was driving smoothly again by the end of the block. No mechanic, no cost. It's safe for most pre-2005 cars, but newer vehicles have more advanced computers that usually need dealer-level tools to reset properly. Still, for older rides, this is a quick, free way to get things running better. Just a few turns of the key and you're good to go. That wraps up these simple, free tricks to reset your car and fix common issues without spending a dime. Which of these resets have you tried before, or which are you planning to try first? Drop a comment and share your experience, or any other car tips you swear by. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more helpful guides and the latest on your favorite movies and shows. See you in the next one.